Most guys discount themselves when it comes to good looking women. Most guys put women on a pedestal subconsciously, um, and really uplift good looking women. And this is why good looking women walk around with such narcissism. This is really the core of it, a lot of it, because unfortunately, in a sense, in a weird sense, men create narcissistic women because of how much attention we give women, because of how much we put sex on a pedestal. If you realize that she's just another pretty face, it just kills all her momentum. It kills all her, self-indulgence, her selfishness, right? And it makes you higher value in her mind. Whoa, here's a guy who doesn't worship the ground that I walk on. Whoa, here's a sorry, thought someone was at my door. Anyway, whoa, here's a guy who someone doesn't worship here's a guy who doesn't worship the ground I walk on. Here's someone who doesn't put me on a pedestal like all the other guys. This guy's different, right? But really, the truth is that so many women are overvalued because men are too sexual, because men are too physical, because men, this is a big problem. Men put them on a pedestal. So when you take that away from her, what else does she have? Does she have a good character? Does she have a good personality? Is she fun? Is she funny? Right? The irony is that a lot of times girls who attempt to be funny or attempt to have a personality, etc., they don't get enough credit for that. And you could argue and say female comedians fall into this category, although female comedians by and large are not funny, particularly because of the really stupid content that they talk about. They're always talking about how guys, a lot of it, if you go watch female comedians, a lot of it is an exhibition of their ego, because they're always putting down guys and talking about sex and my vagina this and my vagina that and woo woo. It's just like, I don't want to listen to that. It's not funny. You're not creative at all. Your subject matter is solipsistic because you're a female, and you don't realize that you're really only speaking to a female audience that's narcissistic like you are. But anyway, we don't give enough credit to women who innovate. We don't give enough credit to women who really work on their character and personality, if they do, outside of sex. Now, you could say that, a woman hitting the gym is disciplined. Yes, but what is she disciplined for? Right? She's disciplined because probably she wants to start an OnlyFans and get rich, or probably she wants to do porn, or probably she wants to be a cam girl, or she probably already is, Instagram model, whatever, right? A lot of women who are hitting the gym are not just doing it to lose weight. They're doing it to get sexy so they can get more attention. So that's not quite the same thing as somebody who's like, wow, I really want to run for office and change things, or wow, I really want to write a great book, or wow, I really want to become a great actor, not because of my narcissism for how beautiful I am. And you can tell when there's a woman who's really working on her personality or her character. But for the most part, it's always a solipsistic pursuit. It's always a solipsistic goal in mind, right? To build up her body or her modeling career or whatever. It's rarely like, I want to be a better person, or I really want to find purpose, meaning and purpose in this hobby or something. This is why guys are like, a lot of times, actually, ironically, because women lean into it. So it's like, that's all we have to work with, right? Is their looks. It's all we have to work with. Like, a lot of times guys are just not interested in anything girls do, because girls are just not that interesting, because they don't need to be biologically. They don't need to be, as far as evolution is concerned. I use that, I'm a Christian, so obviously I don't believe that much in evolution, but I believe in adaptation. I believe in survival. I do believe in survival. I do believe people have a survival instinct, but I don't believe we're as animalistic as many people live their lives. I think that we've got greater capacity to love, greater capacity to think, greater capacity to, and I think God put those capacities within us. We're not like the animals where we just got to eat, find shelter and have babies. That's not all we are. And so many people really do just live their lives like that, because that's how the devil's got the world, right? The devil's got people in this kind of financial slavery, and people are just always consumed with living a better life and financially, and a better house and better this. Like, I'm not saying we don't need money to survive. Unfortunately, that's just the environment that we live in. But we've got a higher capacity. We've got a higher capacity to find deeper meaning, deeper purpose. And what do guys have to work with? Not a lot, because women are really just, for the most part, they're really centered around themselves and in their own beauty and their own sexuality and their own survival instinct pursuits and all these things. And so it's like, it's easy to put women on a pedestal in a sense, but guys are at fault for that, because it doesn't make anything better. It doesn't help them. It doesn't improve the scenario, as far as particularly with related to their solipsism and their narcissism. It doesn't improve that. It hurts that, in fact, because women know all they have to do is be good looking. All they have to do is post pics of their ass on Instagram, and guys will DM them money, or guys will ask them to marry them, and it's crazy. How often do you meet a woman who's actually genuinely funny, or genuinely trying to be funny? Even just trying, in the sense that, not trying in these modern comedians, because they're, like I said a second ago, I think it's an exhibition of their ego and their narcissism, because of the content that they're talking about. But trying to be funny in a, very general way. Almost never, very few. And the ones that do are like a breath of fresh air. It's like, man, you're at least trying. Like, that's cool. Like, you're, and like I said, trying, not in a modern female comedian way that you see on HBO or MTV or whatever, right? YouTube, you see these females talking about, oh, my ex-boyfriend did this, and ha ha, he had a small pee-pee, ha ha ha, like this stupid. That's not comedy. But I mean, trying in a sense that, like, trying to make a joke out of something that's, some everyday occurrence, or you meet somebody who's trying to be funny in real life, and like, women aren't like that, because they don't need to be. And not only that, unfortunately, many of them lack a sense of humor. Now, if a guy has a sense of humor, they like that. They play off that. Oh, this guy's funny. He's clever. Ha ha. They like that. But how often do they themselves try to be like that? Not often. And that's part of a good personality. Being funny shows intelligence. Being funny shows that you're trying to bring levity to everyday life. You're trying to cut the monotony and cut the boringness of life, and the how life can get. And so people who are funny kind of are more popular. They're kind of more treasured, in general in humanity, because we need that. We need somebody to make us laugh. We need somebody to make us smile. We need somebody to make light of life, because life can be so heavy, right? So women rarely ever do that, and when they, if they do, it's like, whoa, you're actually trying to work on your personality. You're actually trying to improve here. That's pretty impressive, and you're attractive. Wow. Like you're attractive and you're funny, and I think that a lot of women do have the capacity, meaning the potential to be like that, to bring humor. And some women some women do have a sense of humor. It's just, do they work on it? It's an acquired thing. You got to work on it to be funny, to be more intelligent, have a better character, to have discipline. You got to work on it. And this is why so much when it comes to men, as far as I don't know if I use the word propaganda, but as far as the ideology being sold on self-improvement ideology, right? Most of it is improve yourself, discipline, right? Work on your character, become a more masculine man, learn how to be funny, learn how to carry a room, learn how to hold your state and hold your presence, and all this stuff that is being sold and packaged as self-improvement to men is rarely if ever, I don't know if I've ever seen it being packaged and sold to women. Ever. What is packaged and sold to women? Learn how to be sexual. Learn how to, advertise yourself sexually. Makeup, right? Certain types of clothes that make you look sexy, right? This is what's being pushed to women. So men have to work on their character. Men have to make money. Men have to self-improve with discipline. Men have to learn how to have better personalities. Men have to learn how to be better leaders. All this really hard stuff, right? And a lot of it is kind of, a lot of it is like, it's really just a deviation from happiness, because the more you're focused on yourself and I need to improve and I need to do this, the more, the less you're just enjoying life, right? The more you're focused on like, oh, I gotta go out here and, make more money, and I gotta do this and I gotta do that. I gotta keep up with Andrew Tate. Or, I watched recently that the guy spends like $40K on a jet trip, and then he does like 3 jet trips a week. So he spends $500,000 a month on jet trips. And it's just like, guys out here struggling, families out here struggling, and this guy's burning money. And where does he get it? And where does his income keep coming? And it's just like, what a sick world. And this is the guy who's telling you that you need to be more manly, or this is the guy who's telling you, I'm not saying everything he says is BS. He's got some good stuff, that has helped men, and at least he's a figurehead of confidence, of somebody who's not beta, somebody who's not, trapped in the matrix, somebody who's not placating to women, etc., etc. But at the same time, it's like, man, that's what I got to do to be a high value man. That's what I got to do to get women interested. It's a crazy ball game, man. So how often is that focus put on women? How often is that, so much is for men's self-improvement, and the bar for men is astronomical, to the point where you got these women who are like 3s out of 10s expecting a high value man. 3s out of 10s with a body count in the triple digits, with 3 kids from 3 different dads, nothing going on for them, overweight, acting like they deserve a high value man. That's how bananas the dating market is, and has been. And the reason why is because we put pussy on a pedestal. We put women, we uplift and worship women. It's in sexuality. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. And but you got to learn that when you remove it, it's nothing. You throw a rock in any direction and hit an attractive girl. They're everywhere. The lie is that they're special. And in a sense, if you find one that's quality, you find one that loves you, you find one that isn't a gold digger in her nature, which good luck. because that's their nature, right? So how do you do that? I don't know, man. That's something I could never reconcile. It's a whole different story. Talked about that a million times. I don't know. But if you find one somehow really loves you for who you are, whatever, right? Really has a good personality, very, very low body count, under 5, ideally under 3. Okay? If such a thing exists in 2022, in a beautiful girl, or in a girl that's relatively attractive for your relative attractiveness, it's a guy who's a 2 out of 10 physically, sorry to say, probably shouldn't or probably wouldn't hook up with a 10 out of 10 supermodel. Maybe, I don't know. But if we're judging by personality, if we're judging by chemistry, if we're judging by love, that maybe doesn't matter. And I've seen it. I've seen some hottie women with guys who are like, whoa, what's that guy? Like Sophia Loren. Well, of course, we know hypergamy and female nature. She married a movie producer, I think, with the guy who brought her into the business, and she was a stunner, Sophia Loren. Absolute stunner back in the day, back in the 60s or whatever. But she married a man who was an executive producer, and I think he brought her into the business. So that's a little bit different. That's like these, Aaliyah hooking up with R. Kelly or whatever. That's like these. I think Mariah Carey married her music producer. That's like these young starlets who are, hooking up with the guys who brought them into the business. So that's a hypergamous dynamic, right? Yeah, but it does happen. It does happen. Where a hottie hooks up with the guy because she likes his personality. It does happen, but humans, men and women, and I've said this before, the black pill is right. Guys who are not that attractive don't attract many women. Women want hot guys physically. It's the same. It's just there's this lie out there that women, women don't care about looks. Like, yeah, they freaking do. But anyway, yeah, man. So take the pussy off the pedestal. One of the oldest mantras, one of the oldest maxims that's still to this day underrated because of just how dumb men are when it comes to being around attractive women. But here's the thing. There's just so many of them out there. They're just everywhere. And that's how you know, because every time you come across one, they all have that same confident, undeserved sense of self-accomplishment, undeserved smirk on their face. Oh yeah, guys want to have sex with me, and they're just like different. It's a different animal. It's a different thing between that and, like, say, an unattractive woman or an older woman who's hit the wall and she lost her looks. The woman who's hit the wall and lost her looks, she's real. She's got to live life like a real human being. She can't skate through life on this validation excursion, right? It's totally different. So, but anyway, I think you guys get what I'm saying at this point. They're not special. They're special if you get a good one. They're special if, you really love her and she really loves you and you guys got a special thing going and there's a real relationship, a solid relationship. She's a different type of person. She's not a cheater. She's not one of these narcissists and things like that. And good luck. It's a minefield out there. It's for if you're trying to find a relationship. They're all, the negative is so certainly outweighs the positive, and that's statistically proven in the marriage statistics. And anyway, I don't want to discourage anyone, but good luck, But if you find one that's special to you, then indeed she's special because she's special to you. But what they're trying to do is garnish this queen-like status, this celebrity-like status, just for being attractive, not for having any talents, not for having any extra kind of any extra kind of personality or anything that they've actually worked on and acquired. It's just the only thing they've worked on and acquired is being hot and how to convey that and how to garnish attention from that. And that's nothing to be praised, right? But the overall point is that they're just everywhere. There's no reason. Good-looking women are everywhere. There's no reason to. And not only that, there's tiers. Some women are good-looking, but they're not like as good looking as like this girl over here. There's always going to be a hotter woman. And that's the crazy thing, is that like the ones who are like, oh yeah, I'm good looking, and they are good looking, they think they're just as good looking as these women who are like 10 times better looking than them. And that's where guys need to understand nuance, and guys need to say, hey, you know, there's a spectrum here. Like, you're good. Yeah, you're good looking, but you're not as good looking as this girl over here. And this is why women are always competing with each other and like secretly hating each other, because they want all the attention, which is a crazy weird thing about female nature. They want all the flowers, they want all the accolades. When in reality, it's like, dude, you're just a number. You're just a good looking woman, and there's so many of you out there. It's like, it's like, and not only that, they expose themselves for being narcissists. That's how you know she's not a quality woman, when you really take the red pill and you really mature as a man. If she's walking around like she knows, or like she thinks her shit doesn't stink, then guess what? She's a narcissist. She's selfish. She's all about herself. And you know to avoid that woman. Hey, thanks for making it easy. Thanks for making it obvious. The ones who you want to watch out for are the covert narcissists. The ones who pretend like they're humble, who pretend like they're kind, just to get in your good favors. Then later on down the road, you find out their true colors. Like, that's, you know, I've learned that the hard way. You want to watch out for that. But anyways, fellas, hope you're doing well in the holidays. Appreciate you guys listening. As always, stay safe. As always, you know, take the pussy off the pedestal, man. It's just a number. It's just a pretty face. There's a zillion of them out there. You know, she's attractive physically. There's a zillion of them out there. Understand that, right? All right. Appreciate you listening. Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.